Hello everybody! Have now made a video here for the channel for a while. I've been working on something inside and kind of like sharing it with you. What is beyond? Okay, you guys know me that the progress and the things that comes in and the journey itself, it's coming. If you see the title, then you know what Dio's gonna be talking about with you guys. It's been already quite a few years in there, but talking about when you awaken within yourself, when you get into past a lot of thresholds and so on and so on, when I go in inside of it and understanding the principles upstairs, we're talking about between the universe and the void, which is I'm so much thankful to my partner Paulina. You're gonna find out that you're not just awakening as a soul. You're gonna awakening something even more powerful inside of it within you guys. You're gonna ask me what is this powerful more than the soul. You're gonna awaken up the spirit inside, and that spirit is going to be actually not only awakening your DNA, but as actually is going to be send you back to resolve conflicts, things, and situations. They are encoded within you since the beginning of time. Talking about this, you're gonna find some difference inside of yourself. As a what's the difference between an awakened spirit, an awakened soul, awakened energy, and also when you awaken, you are activating stuff. But when you actually, after that, you begin to understanding awakeness, even in the deeper level, you're gonna find out that you're awakening, and you're going down the ladder of within your DNA to discover things since the beginning of time. Basically, you're gonna go back into the where it all begins. If you look at the journey for you as a soulmate, twin flame, and so on, you had to review certain things inside of yourself. You had to review everything that you knew about love, everything that you know about love, everything that you knew about relationships, psychology, philosophy, spirituality. All that was false begins to fade out. And when it begins to fade out, you begin to become the true seeker. You become the initiate of the truth. You begin this quest inside of it within yourself. And that leads to this awakening. But just because you're awakening, that doesn't mean that you're understanding the fully awareness of the thing that goes on. So when you begin to look at it, the energies, the situations, and the union within yourself, in there, because before you get into the union, guys, you have to with somebody else. You gotta be united with you. Okay, somebody tells you anything otherwise, and so on. But the union, the physical union, the energy union, the mental union, and so on, is gonna be part of this passing the threshold of awakening of within the DNA. And talking about within these energies inside of you, take a look at it, what conflicts comes in from within you, with in your dreams, within your energies. Sharing it up here because before I share it, since there is not much information out there, what really the awakening DNA is and what it is that you go back. Why? What was the reason you going back in there? You need to understand that the DNA, once it's complete itself, which is not really complete, but there is a missing links. There is always a 1% of the DNA that is not complete. Something is always missing. If you've been studying the DNA, you can go ahead and find yourself the informations in there. But when you go down in there, you're going to find a primary reason why this 1% out there is not. Because since the beginning of time, we begin not to operating on a system of understanding. we begin to learn the system of judgment. When you begin to understanding that the system of judgment that it leads to the today's society, kind of like a pitfall, crash fall, and so on, and not awakening processes, who we are, and so on, you're gonna see the situations, visions, and explain it to you the primary beginnings of thinking in there. And that will help you to go ahead and begin to rebuild those connections on the way up. On the way up within your DNA that you're putting together, you may be going to go ahead and see some different visions, different clarifications, different kind of like you're going to be accessing different memories from within you. And when we're talking about access different memories, that's going to be showing you exactly a moment of things that didn't quite well were understood. And now, since you awaken soul, spirit, in and awaken within the DNA, and with those understanding the energies of the universe and the void within yourself, then all these energies inside of you, that's going to lead you to a whole new level of deeply, deeply, deeply understanding how the things work and what do we need to do. Uh, Still of this process that goes on, these deeply changes that it's coming in there. But looking at inside of you as an awakening person, where are you standing at? Okay. Just because you have an awakening, that doesn't mean that you awaken the DNA. The awakening is awakening. Okay. We're talking about when you pass the threshold, you not just become awakened, you become aware of. When you become aware of, then the energies, the gravity, the knowledge, the wisdom, spirituality, and all this is going to become internal unified within your DNA. Then you're going to be active as your DNA. You're working actively into your DNA. Then you're going to have the DNA activations within yourself that is going to be healing all the primary understandings from the beginning of time. The missing links that you are going to be having within your DNA, they're going to begin to rise up a little bit, little by little, little by little, but that is going to be helping you with something else. The primary functions about the unifications inside of you, but also the primary understandings of how you should be building the life, not the life the way it was built way back in the days, that it begins of the primary functions. Okay. What I'm talking about here, it's if you're, imagine that you are in the tribe and there, and everyone from the tribe expecting you to be the copy of the copy of the copy. You basically copying everything that everyone else has been done. While you came in with different knowledge, with an advanced understanding, and you're creating something. Imagine you creating an art and you hook it up in a front of your yurt or tent or however wherever you were living in there. When you begin the first jewelry, this comes in and comes out in there, and the people watching strange because they didn't know how to make jewelry, so they didn't know what this was. But when you're wearing it, the jewelry, and know what the purpose of the jewelry is, or something, or the first drawings, for example, in there, they were like, "What are you doing?" Secretly, that built the jealousy in there because they could have not done it. This is why that the people, when it begins to write, the people begins to develop a culture. There was a lot of jealousy and informations down there. This is why the primary reason is that some of the civilizations they actually disappear because the biggest ego was like they have this knowledge, they have this writing system, they have these situations, they got all this and this. If we conquer them, we're gonna take everything from them. Well, it takes something that you don't understand what the heck it was written in there in the first place. So you're gonna understand it in the primary energies in there. The people, that's what they begin to asking for something, which is they did not have. So instead of have a properly exchange art for food or art for something isn't there, the people who are physically strong, they try to take it. And this is why right now the society of this unequalizedly give and take begins to affect the society, but also affects the primary relationships within the people. And that is actually a big, huge trigger when you awaken as a soul and you have a soulmate, twin flame, divine partner, however your stage is. Okay, however your stage is, however wherever you are in the journey, that is your journey. One thing to be is don't be afraid of those changes. Don't be afraid of this knowledge, because this knowledge, what it's coming in, it is coming in from the primary reasons. It is about one thing. When you built society, when the society was built back then, it was about the prosperity societies, talking about the Sumerians priorly to this, is what can we achieve together. If you don't know what you're doing, if you didn't know what it was grading, you probably go ahead and provide food. Great. If you didn't know what, if you know everything that goes on, if you are wise, if you wanted to study learning, you were putting these energies. If you were the one who knew astrology, you was going out there and getting in there. The Sumerian tablets that just they found, I think they found like 100 of them. I think like 45% plus there was a informations about astrology and so on. They still tried getting in this learnings from it. But talking about you, look inside of you, where are you standing at? And if you have this unclarity, fogginess, and so on, maybe there was a fogginess because of the veil inside of you of memorizing things. But when you unified within yourself, your consciousness in your subconsciousness within yourself, you're basically unifying the universe with the void. At that moment, you basically awakening and make a bridges between your consciousness and subconsciousness, but you also make the bridge between the universe and the void within the space. You begin to understanding the expansions. You begin to understanding the principle of what can we do together. Because if we doing it together in the wrong way, it's going to lead to the wrong evolutions. It's going to be bringing it to all these situations inside. You're not going to have this higher consciousness and this higher awareness and this higher spiritual culture from within you. The spiritual wisdom that you are going to need is an advanced human as you're supposed to be by the creation. But since everything turned out from down below, you are going to find out things that are in the primary process that needs to be fixed, that needs to be retaught, that needs to be re-aware of, and then it needs to be re-evolve. Okay? And this is what is going to happen at that as a humanity we are going into the age of Aquarius, this re-evolving. It's begin to trigger. So if you have a lot of things in Aquarius, guys, those are gonna be things that you probably gonna be feel. Don't be afraid. If you already an awakened soul and awakened spirit, and you know that you have to pass thresholds of fear, but understanding the difference between within you, are you just an awakened in there, or you are practicing that beautiful, beautiful powers that are being given it within you, and you have active DNA within yourself. That was it, my message. There's gonna be some more stuff, but you guys know I'm not giving you videos if I don't personally experience. So speaking about the personal experience, guys, evolution is coming. The question is what are you going to do within yourself for yourself first so that can benefit the society? And ask yourself within you. All the answers is within you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Be love. I'll see you in the next video.